We are now firmly in the second phase of the altcoin bull cycle. We have the data to prove this here today. This phase is going to be way more vigilant. The highs are going to be much higher. The volatility is going to be higher. We need to make sure that we trade this leg correctly to make sure that we make life-changing money and we keep it. I'm Crypto Man Run, and I come to you every single day with the best trading advice or the best trading show on the entire planet. We're now coming to you twice a day. We're bringing you one show with just the charts and our Sheldon the Sniper, our secret weapon. And later on today at 10 a.m. EST, like we come to you every day, we're going to come to you with the main show. So if this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome to the best channel in the crypto universe. I suggest you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll tell you why. Because we're running the biggest crypto giveaway in the world at the moment. It's called the Banter Bags giveaway. And it started off as like a lot of fun where we invested $10,000 into pre-market allocations. But last week, shit got real. And I'll tell you why shit got real. Because we invest that money into pre-market allocations that usually people can't get their hands onto. And so we started making some $1,000 investments. And you can see that three of our $1,000 investments have already launched. And right now, if we look at the value of the Banter bags, it's $394,000. Over the weekend, these bags are worth $550,000. And we've only invested in 3 pre-listings, or only 3 of them have come to market. So I initially thought that this giveaway was going to be worth $2 million. I now think that the giveaway may be worth as much as $3 or $4 million. All you need to do to win, or to stand a chance to win, you need to subscribe to the channel, you need to hit the bell button, you need to like, you need to share, and you need to comment. When you share, you get 2 entries. You need to follow me on Twitter, and you need to follow Sheldon the Sniper on Twitter. All those things give you more and more entries into the competition. When we get to 250,000 viewers, we give the Banter bag to the community. Simple as that. So if you're new, smash the like, smash the subscribe, smash the bell. If you've been here before, comment, go crazy. Let's get on with today's show, and specifically let's talk about how we know that we are now entering the second phase of the altcoin bull market. The first phase was fun, but now we're getting down to serious business. And for that, let me bring in Sheldon, the sniper, the one that you guys love. Sheldon, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, and you?
Sheldon, you called that Bitcoin dominance chart down to the T. You told us on Friday the Bitcoin dominance chart is going to come down. And let's look at exactly what happened. That's exactly what the chart looks like. What are we looking at?
Awesome. Okay, cool. So firstly, I hope everyone's had a great weekend. Good time with the family. Now let's get back into business. So remember the importance of that support drop that we were talking about. And now look at the acceleration. So these levels, when we finally get past these levels, just shows how important it is for us to understand these levels. And you can see this sharp, this is called the impulse. This is something where we are getting this really strong momentum now to the downward side on the dominance. And guys, since we've been talking last week, we said we were going to come down to the 57.50. We are right there. Now this is the one where I'm hoping we break this quite strongly. We did have a bit of a retracement from Bitcoin, which I'll go through now shortly. Now Bitcoin sort of hovering in that bar zone, that zone where I said it would slow down. Now, is it going to need a little bounce from the dominance just to get it back up there, to get that little push? So this might be a little bounce area, a short-term bounce area that can maybe just take the dominance, a slight bounce up, slow the alts down a little bit. Just to remember, we need the king, we need Bitcoin to be healthy. So they're always going to use where they need to, just to make sure that Bitcoin, because at the end of the day, if Bitcoin just tanks at any point, it affects the whole market. Now, obviously, the big thing that we need to take from this is, yes, Bitcoin fell. You know, Bitcoin came down. If we have a look here, no, Bitcoin had a decent retracement. It had a really good retracement. But if we jump into the alts, and if you go have a look at, let's say, Ethereum, and I'll go back into these charts now, but look how small Ethereum's fallback was compared to Bitcoin's. You know, Bitcoin had a 7-8% sort of drop, and Ethereum also dropped, I think, 6-7%. We're not used to that. We're used to when Bitcoin has a sneeze and Bitcoin comes down 5-10%. We usually have alts that are coming down 15-20%. Now you can start to see that we're having the drops, but they're sort of dropping on the same level as Bitcoin. And that just shows where we are at the market at the moment. We are at altcoin time. And that's exactly what we're getting. Now, if we have a look, let me just jump to the higher time frame quick. There we go. Okay. Now, if we have a look at where we're sitting, we are starting to form what we did at this previous cycle that we had, which basically at the end of, it was the beginning of Jan, that sort of region. You can see how we started getting these strong impulse from these, from the dominance dropping downwards. And this is when obviously Ethereum went from $400 to $1,800. Chainlink, all of these coins went berserk from very low areas. Look at DOT. DOT went from $4 all the way to $30. And this is when it started to form. So we are at that next level. Now, this is sort of what I'm expecting what happened in this zone over here. And let me just get my drawing tool so I can show you. There we go. Okay. Now, what we had there previously is we had this strong impulse downwards, a little correction push upwards, and then the continuation downwards. Okay. Now, that's exactly what I'm expecting from what's happening over here. Is that, there we go. Okay. Now, that's right here now. Strong impulse. I'm expecting a small correction, get Bitcoin where it needs to get, and then the continuation downwards to the next levels. Now, what's very exciting about where's the next levels is we spoke about the key level of the 57.50 sort of region. This is a very key level for us to be holding. Obviously, well, not to be holding, but this is support. This is a very main support. You know, if we drop this main support zone over here, we're coming all the way down to the 52. Now, we've already seen what a little bit of 3-4% in the dominance, what it actually does to the altcoins. But the difference is now is this little drop that we've had previously, okay, what's happened, especially over the weekend now, we've had this drop when Bitcoin was retracing. When Bitcoin was making its way down, we had the dominance on our side, so the altcoins weren't getting destroyed. Now, there's a big difference now. What we got to understand is ever since we dropped that support, the market's changed. And us as traders now, we need to understand it and we need to shift. We need to stop holding on the wrong coins for too long. And this is what I'm here to basically start showing guys is when we broke that main support was our time to now shift our main focus into the bigger alts now, the major alts. We could see clearly in the previous choppy stage that we had in this zone over here was all your small cap coins, all the little coins were going berserk. Now, if we go back now and we go, look, the small caps are not doing much. They're actually extremely volatile. They're going very sideways, which means they're on holding sort of stage for now. It's now the big alts to think. So we got to know that where are we in the markets? Should we be in the small caps? Should we be in the major caps? Should we be in Bitcoin? Right now, it's the major caps. And that's where we have to shift our whole momentum. Now, the exciting thing is, guys, I've designed, and I'm getting it finished up today for you guys, is I'm going to bring you my full portfolio tomorrow to show you where everything should be sitting. Because the coins like VTHO, the coins like TVK, like Front, these are coins that have massive growth in the future. But these coins are small cap coins. These are coins that you should be holding 10, 15% of your portfolios in. Because that small 10%, that's going to make you a lot in the future. Your majority of your money should be sitting in the more safer, but also, so your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your major caps, but also knowing when they should be in and out. So right now, majority of our money should be sitting in the higher caps. You should be sitting in your Ethereums, your Phantoms. These are all looking good. Your Phantom, your Chainlink, Cardanos, all of these. And that's where we're going to really put focus this week, guys. We need to, if you are too much money is in these smaller cap coins, you need to restart your whole structure. Everything from now, and we're going to run this through this week, is we're going to start categorizing your portfolios. We're going to start putting them in specific areas. So you know which one I should be more in, which one should be less in, so that you know that when it's time to leave these coins, the smaller cap coins, they are prepping for the next move. Those you have to be patient. If you want to start making money, you've got to shift to the higher cap coins now. Otherwise, you've got to be patient. Go there, right?
That's exactly. The crypto market moves very fast. And, to keep up with this, it moves much faster than any market in the world. And so what we need to do is we need to move as quickly as the market. We may think that something is good today. Something may happen tonight. The cycle may change as quickly as 24 hours. And when that happens, we've got to make sure that we adjust our portfolios. And that's why it's so important that you watch this every single day. Like what the strategy that we were playing last week was great for last week. But there was a change of strategy when the Bitcoin dominance broke through that 59. When that Bitcoin dominance broke through 59, we entered the second stage of the altcoin market. If we look at the second stage of the altcoin market from 2017, the second stage of the altcoin market is when the big caps run. And the third stage and the fourth stage of the altcoin bull market is when everything runs. So ask me how I know that we are in the second stage of the altcoin market. It's very simple. In Korea, they have a restriction where they're not allowed to take Korean money out of the Korean borders. You're not allowed to take the Korean currency out of the borders, like many other countries. And so what happens there is there comes a time where the people start to FOMO into coins. And specifically, they start FOMOing into Bitcoin. And because they can't take their money out the country, it means that they have to buy the Bitcoin from fellow Koreans on Korean exchanges. And so what it creates is a thing called the kimchi premium or the Korean premium. Now we can see that the Korean premium has now gone back to 11.97%, which means that in Korea, a Bitcoin currently costs you 12% more than it costs anywhere else in the world. What does this mean? It means that the market is getting overheated with retail investors. What does it mean? It means that the top is about 2 cycles away. So today, we need to make sure that we're trading the portfolio as if the top is 2 cycles away. We have a cheat sheet. Our cheat sheet is 2017. This is playing out exactly like 2017 played out. In fact, when on my show later, we'll actually go through 2017 and we'll show you exactly what happened in 2017. When this premium gets to 25%, we are nearing a top. It's at 11.97%. It's been at about 6%. When we get to 25%, we're going to be nearing a top. But for now, we've got to make sure we adjust our strategy. Sheldon, let's look at what we should be looking at in this environment.
Well, definitely now, like exactly what you said there, we've got to keep moving to the place. Guys, this bull markets aren't going to last forever. To sit back and say, if you're holding a coin for too long and it's not performing, you need to shift where the money is moving. You need to understand where their portfolio is. So now the exciting part of this is yes, we had a strong impulse down, but Bitcoin was retracing. It was having a bit of pullback. So the markets were coming down, but not too violent, which is good. Now, the exciting part that I'm seeing is a small little push up. Let's get Bitcoin back where it needs to get. And when we have the next leg down and we drop this 57, this is where we're going to see explosion like you haven't seen. This is where you're going to see 100, 200, 300 X's come quick in the next month through a lot of these major caps. And what's nice is we've had a strong correction, a little bit of growth, some good growth in the alts. That finally took Ethereum back to all-time high. All of these and it broke it, which is good. But what the exciting part is, we're going to have the next strong leg down in a bullish trend, which means we needed this retracement. We needed 2-3 days of calm down. We needed to relax. But the next leg we get down in dominance is when Bitcoin's going for that all-time, when everything is going. And this is when we're going to see the massive acceleration. So let's make sure that we are in. Make sure we're not holding other coins. Make sure that you are not putting too much capital into all the smaller cap coins. That's in this cycle here. That's where we made money off those coins. But you got to really categorize your portfolio now, so that it's in the right places. And for the ones that need to hold a bit longer, that's smaller parts of your portfolio. Let's hold that. No more stress on you. But if you're putting 90% in the smaller cap coins, you're falling behind because it's no more time for the smaller caps right now. Smaller caps are coming again in the next month, 2 months. We'll see as that comes. It's major alt time. Not to jump on that too quick. Let's have a quick look at dominance, Bitcoin, and where we're actually sitting. So guys, it's the same buy zone that I've put in, the same one we've been running for the last 5 days or so, and it's finally come down. So all that it needed from Bitcoin was for it to push, and we got a higher high in both of those points, which was brilliant. Now we just needed that push down. Let's go test these supports, which we've done perfectly, and now we're looking good. So what I'm actually expecting from Bitcoin now is for during today, maybe tomorrow we'll see, is a little bit more sideways in the zone, but then we're going to start creeping up again. So what I expect is when Bitcoin gets a little push upwards now, I'm expecting that dominance to maybe turn, go up a little bit. And when Bitcoin starts breaking back out to break this full structure is when we're going to have that dominance flip again. And that's when the alts are going to go berserk. So Bitcoin is looking really good, guys. This is looking really healthy. And all we've done is RS flip from resistance into support, and we're looking good. I don't think there's another week. I'm calling 2 weeks, maybe 10 days max. Bitcoin will smash all-time high. And I'm kind of thinking dominance is going to drop, and we're going to smile.
Sheldon, if we get a break of all-time high and a breakdown of dominance, then we've got ourselves a lucky pack.
I don't think anyone understands. Well, what's going to happen then.
If I look at your charts are calling that. Your charts are saying, look, Bitcoin to break all-time high and then dominance to also break down, which means we're going to have the mother of all altcoin runs. And I think it is going to be driven by Ethereum. We can see that. In fact, right now is a good time, or Sheldon, you tell me, is this the best time to be aping into Ethereum?
Okay, so looking at Ethereum, exactly that, guys. You see now, this is normal charting. is we will normally come down and test supports in the zone for you for normal altcoins. Look what happens when you got dominance on your side. These coins don't retrace. They keep going. So the importance of getting these entries and holding your coins is very big, because it's so hard to get those entries again. Because when do you? So with Ethereum, that was the normal flip. That's exactly the same thing that happened with Bitcoin. What did Bitcoin come do? It came and tested these previous zones. Did Ethereum do that? No, it didn't. So how bullish is Ethereum at the moment? How bullish are we with the alts at the moment? This is not even coming down to test this. It wants to go and it's going to explode. Now, what you have a look at now with Ethereum is we have this final trend here. This is when we're going to show. Yes, we can either go a little bit more sideways and maybe drag a bit down. I don't think we're going to. If it is here, guys, you're getting a lucky packet. You're getting a very lucky entry on Ethereum if it does get there. But this is our alarm bell that we're going to smash through. This is when we know that Ethereum is going now. Remember what I said last week is usually I'm used to people FOMOing in, and when it breaks an all-time high, the coin goes berserk. It doesn't really do that anymore. It usually goes, it just smashes through the all-time high, breaks those walls, and then we prep for the next move. And that's exactly what it did. It's done it perfectly. So if I jump to 4 hour here, so this is my key zone for us for when Ethereum is going to explode now. It's tracking it down. Just put that line in there. There we go. Okay, cool. So as long as Ethereum takes now and sort of runs sideways, maybe a little bit down, we'll see as we go. But when we break that trend, guys, make sure you are in Ethereum, because this coin is going to go. Remember, my targets for Ethereum, I think are still, you can remember my targets, guys, 3,100, 3,600. That's just for the next leg. Obviously, way bigger in the future, but that's the next push that I'm seeing from Ethereum. So make sure that you're not missing out. You know what? The fact that it didn't just run and run and run is healthy. That's what we actually wanted. Let's get through that wall. Let's break that all-time wall. Now we're prepping. Now we're going to send Ethereum to the moon. So Ethereum, guys, is a big part of your portfolio that should be in Ethereum now. A big part.
It's a safe part of your portfolio, guys. Exactly. There's not going to be much downside volatility. So it's the safer bet in crypto. Sheldon, the guys here are saying that there's a lot of free riders here, people that aren't smashing the like, people that aren't subscribed. Guys, if you don't smash the like, if you don't comment, you don't get entered into the banter bags, which means more chances for everybody else that is doing it. So up to you guys. Right now, as I said to you, the banter bags. Fred, call up the banter bags first. Let's have a look at what the banter bags look like. So right now, the banter bags are valued at $400,000. And that is only with 3 of our allocations seeing the light of day. You can see that on the weekend, I secured you guys another bag. It's called Deeper Network. It's launching today. I'm saying another 100x. We got another $1,000 for you guys there. So this is going to be the biggest giveaway in the world. Simple. And all you need to do is smash the like and subscribe and hit the bell, and you get a chance to win. All right, Sheldon, before we go into other altcoins, take me to Win, because the reason why I said that is I followed your advice exactly. I bought Win when you told me to buy Win. I sold my capital when you told me to sell the capital. And then the thing skyrocketed another 200%, which is exactly what you said. You showed the 2 boxes and you said, there was 1 box. There was going to be a second box. At the first box, you said, take out your capital, which is exactly what I did.
You can see there. So what I've done is, guys, this is the one, you know what I mean? This is what I expect from a lot of these ones. And I know we're still going to see it from our TVKs, our fronts in them. You must understand the market shifted. So you got to be patient with those. But if you're sitting with 90% of your money in these coins, guys, it's not correct. We shouldn't be sitting with huge amounts. We've got to keep moving. But this is the perfect example of what I wanted to show you guys is, you know, putting 10% or 5% of your portfolio into these coins. These coins are not there to put big amounts of money in and make us a lot of money. It's about putting a little bit of amount of money in and making us a lot of money. And we could see that clearly. One has just skyrocketed, you know, at our second TP, which was at the zone of 6, what is it? Not even 6 of a cent. You know, it still went another 272%. You know, one looks like it's about to go more. I think this coin is going to absolutely skyrocket huge, and we can see that strong acceleration. But guys, for the example, I just want to explain what I did in this trade, right? Was I put $20,000 into Win when we got our first initial entries, okay? When we got to our first TP, which was about 50-60% in, I took my initial capital out. I told you guys I'm taking my initial capital out, which was 60% of $20,000, which means I think it was $12,000 or so, what I was left in Win. Okay, now since we took that, my $12,000 is now sitting close to $64,000, somewhere there. If I calculate it correctly, I'll have a look for you guys. But do you see what it meant? And I still have my initial capital. Now I got my initial capital now to jump to the next one. Get some more Ethereum, get some more Chainlink, get some more this. But do you see the importance that I took my full initial capital out, and my $12,000, which was in profit, is now $60-something thousand. I can leave that now. I can let Win run for the next 6 months off of that portfolio. You know, if Win does another, I still think this coin is going to get to 2 cents. That's my next main target in the next 3 to 6 months for Win. But you see how we've made money for free. How we made these coins for free. Now there's no stress on it. Now I can allow this coin. And guess what? I opened my computer yesterday morning and I'm sitting with $60-something thousand from something that I just made for free, and I have my initial capital. Now what do? I go do the same thing with my initial capital. I go find the next one. And you will see in the next 3 months, I'll build myself a whole portfolio off of my $120,000. I'm going to build coins. And I end up building this huge portfolio that I can allow it to run. The main thing I need to focus on is where's the top. That's the main thing that we're going to be fighting now. Bull run is easy. We're all going to make a lot of money together now. Where's the top? Where's the top? That's the next battle that we're going to fight. But I'm creating something out of nothing. And I hope that just sort of clicks in your head now that I have more money now, because why? There's another 8,000 coins. The one's not the only one that's going to do this. There's a lot of coins going to do this. But I got the money now and I can move to the next.
What other ones are going to do this?
These ones. For now, it's the major alts. When we get back to these ones, we're going to get them. I'm still telling you guys, TFuel is going to, VTHO is going to do it. And I got a nice little structure for everyone. So guys, for those that were looking on Twitter, I don't know if it's growing too quick. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of having a bit of problems on weekends with the Twitter accounts. And they take quite a while to get back to me on a few things. So it is sorted now, and all the new chart updates are coming. I haven't added new coins today. I'm actually jumping back to the ones that I've called because we are still at entry zones. And these are ones that we got to get into, guys. So the one that I do want to call now, again, is Theta. So remember, we've been talking about Theta. Look how it's pulled perfect in our zone, guys. And guess what it's doing here? It's not continuing the move downwards. It's slowing down. Remember what I said is even when we run in a strong market upwards, when it slows down is when you got to start to worry that they're starting to slow it down. It mustn't just fall. If it falls, it's short term. Then they bring it all the way back up. That's a faker. That's just there to trick you. When it slows down, means that people are finally getting comfortable with the price again. And they are stocking up. The bigger guys are stocking up. So Theta, guys, this one, I'm telling you, in the next week or two, we're going to be shocked at where we're going to see Theta. I still see it going $20, $25. We'll work on how high we're going to get. The main thing is get your entry in now. So anywhere you're still between 11.10 and 11.78, this is buy time, guys. Get in on your Theta. And the last chance you're going to have is the break of this resistance. So Theta, I still see long legs. So make sure you guys get into Theta. It's looking really good. And same thing here, guys. Look how we called TFuel. Patient with it. And look here. Boom. This is a bargain for TFuel now. This is a really good stage for TFuel and where we're actually stocking up at the moment. So this as well, TFuel, stock up, guys. This is the zone. We're finally getting the perfect entry on this, which is really good. What has it done? It's just come and tested these previous resistance zones. Now they've become support. Now we're looking good for us to make our way up to the next thing. Remember, TFuel, I still see us getting to 73 to 83 cents, which is still 120% away, which is good. So TFuel, stock up. Time to start shifting our mindset from these smaller caps. Let's get them into the bigger ones. And TFuel, it was a smaller cap, but it's sort of making its way to be a higher cap now. So that's looking really good.
I mean, you can look at TFuel as a small cap, but it's actually not, because it is the token that powers the Theta network. And the Theta network is now in the top 20 tokens. So I think it's a bit of an anomaly. It's not a really, if the one goes up, if Theta goes up, TFuel is going to go up way more than Theta. If Theta goes down, TFuel is going to go down way more. It's two tokens in the same ecosystem. One is the governance token, which makes the decisions on the network, and the other one is the gas token, which pays the transactions on the network. And we did do an interview with the guys from Theta last week. And if you didn't watch it, go and check it out. It will show you fundamentally what these guys are doing.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Rand. So, guys, the next one now, last chance. I'm calling this last chance. Get your Chainlink. Buy your Chainlink. Remember, if you got too much in these smaller cap coins, call it now. Leave what you're willing to hold in for the next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and start getting your capital ready for these now. Stop missing the bus and stop dragging. Don't leave a trade for too long. That's the main thing. You need to shift with the market. So, guys, Chainlink. This coin, Beautiful pullback into the zone, but we smashed those previous highs. These were all the previous highs here. We destroyed it. This is just a short-term retrace. And guess what? We had these previous resistances here. We've tested them as support. Now it's ANOA for Chainlink. So now Chainlink, this is the one. Remember I said this next one, guys. $59 to $73 is where I see Chainlink moving next, just for the next leg. You know what? When we get there and it does small retrace, maybe it smashes through, we can fight about how much money we're going to make later. That's not the point. Let's get the entry. Let's get in the zone so that we can sit back, relax, and we can say, okay, should we take some now? Should we leave it? We will decide that as we go. So Chainlink, definite high time frame break, beautiful higher high, and we're in that zone. So Chainlink, stock up. This coin's about to go crazy. And I will be getting all of these out for you guys. Quick one on Litecoin, looking good, guys, looking really good. Smashed the previous high. This was the buy zone I'm giving you guys. We dropped straight into buy. That's when we know it's safe. When we get an entry and then there's a dump in the market, and the fact that it doesn't go below our entries and it drops straight into our zone again just shows the perfect entry that we got, actually, because that doesn't even touch near our stop losses. It doesn't even come anywhere into those zones. That's when we know we've got a good zone. Now, all that I'm waiting for is for us, remember, when we close these, we want to stay above. When you come in, it's a fake out. So the next break of this, we're going to see, we want the higher high, and I still see Litecoin moving very strong. It doesn't matter. All the major alts are going to move. Fundamentally, it's there. That's for you to hold it for the next 3 years. That's when you write all the fundamentals. But off of charting wise and TA now, it's major alt time. So any major alts you're going to get in are really going to move. As long as we're getting the good entries. Let's make it easy for everyone. Quickly one on EGLD. Beautiful entries there, guys. We got really strong entries there, and we're well on our way with EGLD. Now, I'm doing the same thing with EGLD as what I did. Why? Because I want to make these free coins again. I believe EGLD is going to shoot. It's going to make a lot of money in this year. But the same thing, when we get to this zone here, I'm going to take a good portion of what I put into the trade so that I have more money for the next. And I'm going to leave the remaining in to keep going for the next sort of levels. So we'll get to this. Let's give it another day. As we start approaching those zones, I'll give a nice strategy on what I'm doing at these zones. The main thing is we've got a killer entry and it's moving strong. Now, for the last 3 years, remember, guys, the ones that I'm calling today is your TFuel and your Theta again, and your Chainlink. Don't miss out, and also Ethereum. You cannot go wrong with Ethereum. It's a safer trade. So you know what's nice, guys? We finally got the shorter term higher high with VTHO, which was good. But you see how we're hovering where our stop loss is. And you see what I'm doing here is I'm tracking this momentum here. Guess what, guys? If it's not going to come down to our buyback zone, we are going to buy back exactly where we stopped out, which means we've lost no coins. Let's just continue again. So that was the importance of holding out a little bit. Just give VTH a bit more time. We've made a higher high, but you see we're not losing coins. And that's the main purpose. So I'm giving this coin times. And when I'm ready, I'm telling you guys, we're buying back in, but we're going to buy back in at the right point to go again. The main thing was not to lose coins. And if we can buy back either where we stopped out or a little bit lower, we're making coins. That's good. But this is good. It's slowing down for the first time. It's not continuing this jagged move. We actually I still feel a little bit more slowdown. And if you're still in, we're good. We're slowing down, which is good. And if you did get stopped out, we're going to buy back in with the same amounts of coins or less coins, and we're going to just continue again. But at least it's a confirmation of safer buy. So VTHO, a little bit more patience, and we are really looking good. Same with TVK. So you can see now, guys, that these coins, they were rocketing and they were doing so well. These coins need time. This is where we need to be now putting smaller percentage, and we need to just leave them because the fundamental, the coins are there. The problem is the dominance is not on these coins anymore. The dominance is there for the major alts. It's there for the bigger coins now. So if you're too highly invested at these zones, especially it's going to come back to entries or anywhere in these levels, you know, we need to now restructure that capital that's left now. You need to say that, okay, if you did get stopped out, cool, you saved your trade, which is fine. But with what's remaining now, what can I leave in TVK for the next 6 months now that's going to make, we know this coin is going to make us a lot of money. It just needs more time. So what can I leave for the next 6 months? Now, whatever's left, okay, cool. Chainlink, Ethereum, keep moving. Stop getting stagnant and stop getting stuck about not knowing what to do next. You need to make the decision, and you need to keep moving with that. And I think the portfolio thing is going to help very much tomorrow. But all that I'm doing is, guys, until we break this, we are not extremely bullish just yet. This can run sideways for now. It's going to run. The main thing is we didn't break that previous low, which is a good sign. It is a good sign. We made a higher high. So that's good. So I'm actually going to give this a little bit more time. And we're going to end up the same thing as VTHO. Is we're either going to end up with the same amount of coins, but we're buying confirmation buy, well, that's the main goal, actually. Not lose coins and to get in on this. Cool. So TVK is good, guys. And same with Front. So just last one on Front before I close off here. Front is good still, guys. We had the sharp little wicks through the down here, but Front just needs a little bit more time. When do we know when it's bullish? When we break that trend. So Front, I'm going to keep you guys. All of these coins will be updated again on Twitter. Do me one favor today. Just restructure your portfolio. Know that the bigger sections of your portfolio, at least 70%, needs to be in Bitcoin and these major alts now. The remaining needs to be in the smaller caps. That's fine, but the smaller caps need a little bit more time. And then we can jump back to that market. Just make sure you're not putting too much into the small caps, guys, please. The money and the safer buys are in these higher cap coins. Awesome, man.
All right, Sheldon, we'll see you later today. We've got a big show later today. Part of what we're doing on the show later today is we're talking about the shift in market cycles and where you should be and how you should trade them, because there are two opportunities. The first opportunity is to catch the up leg, but the other opportunity is to buy the coins that are out of favor. And that's what we're going to be talking about later on the show today. So we'll see you again back on the show at 10 a.m. EST. Until then, if you are trading, trade well, my friends. And remember that if you are still here, give us another like, give us another subscribe, and get your share of the Banter bags. We'll see you again later.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to